back laid out. I'm basically, well, I haven't cut this yet, of course. I laid it out, though. I'm going to go for 3/4 here at the first, or the nut. And around the 9th fret, we're looking at 7/8. So it will probably be less than that. But if I'm successful on a V-carve, that's probably about what I wanted at the peak. I'm going to go ahead and run the back of the headstock off here in the sander, and the apex of which usually shoot for right below the nut, which is right around here somewhere. You know, but even if I'm a little ahead of the nut, that would be fine too. That's not super critical. Generally in the past I've gone for right at the nut. But anyway, so it's going to get loud, but of course I will turn you down. All right, we're back. We're ready with this, shimmed it out here so that it rides a, quarter. This is actually a little heavier than quarter, but it'll clear the fretboard this way. I haven't sanded it though. Anyway, and I don't know if I've ever pointed this out. I know I've done this before in other videos. Neck, getting the back of the peg head. There's a screw right here that I just turn in, and it advances this little door here. And it's pretty simple little gadget here. Just a 90-degree fence with some blocks to keep it there, and a little self-closing hinge back here, and just a 3/8 screw over here just to adjust it out with. So right now it's just flat. All right, back to the noise. All right, so the may be obvious to people that have done stuff like this that the tricky part is getting in, well, not getting in, but getting out without making any undulations. Also, if you are into this area for long, it'll actually create a little relief right here, and I can actually feel a little bit of that. I'm shooting for around 9/16 because I'm going to put a peg head veneer on here, and I'm right at 9/16 right now, so I can sand this out. It's very, very, very slight. I just, I can feel it, but I could probably do one more trip in here and take care of it as well, so I'll probably do that. And so we're good. That last resand there and stopping short of where it actually bottoms out helped a lot. So that is good. Now I was planning on kind of doing the rest of the neck, cutting this out and radiusing that in the heel, but I really think I should focus on doing the frets, radiusing the board, figuring out what inlays I'm going to use, getting those in the board, and fretting it, and then doing the rest of this. I like my neck just to be a little meatier. I don't like them carved. I mean, technically I could just cut it out, you know, get it cut out and kind of shape that way, and then do all that. Maybe I'll do that just so I can kind of put all of that in the one video. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to carry on with this neck. This is your talking warning. If you can't tolerate talking, just click in a little later after the bandsaw starts up. I like to check and make sure that my neck, when laying flat on the bandsaw, is actually cutting square to the neck. And I do that in both directions. So that just makes sure that I'm getting a as square as possible cut. Now, the flat part I have here is actually right here. There's a hump or something on my saw. Anyway, I've already been through this, believe it or not. Yeah, so this is square right there. So I make sure I've had that kind of pressure down there. Yeah, so that still looks good. And then when you pull all the way through on some of yours, if your heels are not still square to the world, then that's not going to help you, but mine is, because I decided to do this with a square heel, and I think I'm liking that a lot. I haven't even done it yet. And so, yeah, here I'm on the square wheel. The only reason I even look at this is because you want the bottom of you want this cut to be as relative to the top as possible. You might end up cutting a little bit out of square, which could end up making you have less dimension than you want at this point. I have already I've already laid it out a little bit oversized. I don't have my reel right. I'm pretty sure I did this at 3/4, and I did this up here around the 9th fret at 7/8. So I've got 1/8 of an inch difference on the taper of the neck. I will not cut to the line anyway, but yeah, so this is going to give me what I need. This line's better. What I need to get to the next step. Okay, I'm also thinking about blending the neck in with the back of the head. So rather than doing a volute, I'm going to go ahead and cut a volute in at this point. But yeah, and I laid the heel out. And so it's going to just take this swoop right here, and then on the actual shape of the heel, I'll have it angled back and angled back. And I'm doing it angled back on one side of the center fill here, so it's not a symmetrical angle. It's a little different than that. The other reason for that is, if I need a reason, I'm not sure I'm in the camera. Okay. The other reason for this not symmetrical thing is that this is the side your hand is going to come up on when you're playing, and so that actually gives you a little more access. Not that without it being a cutaway, I don't know how important that is. I'm going to darken this line up, and I'll be right back, and we'll cut this out. All right. I know people also like millimeters. So I'm at 19, and 21 is relatively, from the 1st fretish to the 9th fret. All right, let's go ahead and do this thing. Getting rocking on that plate. It's a little bit tall. Okay, it was hitting the tripod. I had a little trouble. I was trying just to leave the line. I had a couple places where I actually hit the line, and then I left a little too much in other places. I'll even that out with the file. But I I screwed the pooch on this. This is how interesting designs happen. I laid my heel out from here. I went 3/4 up here and 5/8 down here, and then I beveled out to that, which I should. So I should have taken my my downward cut out here where the apex of these two lines are, and then I would have been able to bevel to that, but I didn't. So now it's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. I went ahead and diverted my cut once I realized what was happening over to the apex. That may give me just less angle here, or I may just go ahead and take it back more here. I still have 3/4 of an inch thickness out here at the in the center here. A little loop-de-doo ski jump that will add some strength to it. Plus I have the tenon back here, so I don't think strength is an issue. That's just saying. Oh, and while I have your attention, I'm going to I have said in the past, and I always do when I have a chance, is that I like to leave the neck the full size before I fret it, so that if I'm in the press, it has something flat and stable to press to. I'm still going to leave this flat when I do the frets. I'm not going to carve it yet. But because of the way I had to laminate this neck together, it would never have been a block. I had to be careful with my wingate for sure to get enough of it to make this neck. I didn't have enough to make a double thing anyway. So when you have the acoustic heel, that changes up the dynamic somewhat of cutting two out of one block. You can do it with an acoustic heel. You just have to really have a big block to start with, or a long block so you can overlap things. Anyway, that's going to wrap this up. Seems like all my videos lately I've been making mistakes. Maybe I should not do videos. Anyway, that one's on me though. I laid that out days ago, and I just didn't see it. All right. Well, hey, thanks for watching. Take care. Okay, folks, I didn't want to leave you hanging after that last clip, so I went ahead and did a little bit of work to this heel. I think we're just going to be fine. It's pretty cool looking to me, I think. Actually, so what's going to happen is that once this carve comes down around here, it's going to have to also radiate around here a little bit. So I'll get some more here, probably be pretty parallel to the end. Oh, get it up here. Pretty parallel to the end here, and then roll back in. The same thing on both sides. So right now those angles are just very short here on either side. You can see, so they will be extended once that is. But I didn't want to leave you hanging, so it wasn't a loss, and it may actually just become something I continue to do. I kind of like it. All right, thanks a lot, folks. Take care now.